And so I just, it's very clear that there's a manipulation of that topic.
Absolutely.
But what did you see? What did y'all see, or at this border in El Paso? Because that's where Becky's at, that station.
Mm-hmm.
And during the Biden administration, that spike. What was that like?
It was chaos. It was just disgusting. I've never seen anything like that ever in my 24 plus years in the Border Patrol. Ever. That's the worst that it's ever been. It's terrible, man. Total blatant disregard. And, unfortunately, nothing's going to come of it, man. We're going to feel this. We're going to feel this for decades to come because nobody knows
the amount.
Who's who.
Oh.
All it is, see, there was a time when they were trying to pass this bill, this immigration bill.
Is it during Biden's term?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To hire more people. But the talk was to hire more immigration judges, asylum officers, and all that. It had nothing to do with enforcement. It was everything to expedite the entry.
That is the most manipulated point right there, is that the left used. You see, they didn't vote on our bill. Kamala, the border czar, I remember telling family members, I was like, when she was made the border czar, a woman vice president, my original thought was this: if she was who she says she was and who the left says she was, I was like, man, you know what? Here we are. We have a woman who has an opportunity to really save children. And not that men can't, but women have a gift. And men, as husbands, we have a mantle because to lead a house, where that's why biblically we're given headship. But women, one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is the title that God gave woman when he created her. He gave her the title of helper, and you'll be a helper of man, man's helper. That title, when you're looking at it in the Hebrew text, when you look at how the name helper and how that's used, it's used only when God is identifying himself in a situation and helping man. And helping man do this, helping man get from here to there, and helping man. It's God's title, and he passes that title to woman. Whoa, that's very powerful. And so here we are. We have a woman here, and the real issue we have, modern day slavery. The left will talk about slavery and racism and will point to slavery and keep people in that mentality. Yet, and what would you do if you were in that time? And we're in the middle of it right now, but it's even darker. There are kids, and this is a little bit explicit, but there are sites throughout the desert where it's clearly that the young kids, little girls, little boys, underwears were bloodied and ripped. They're rape areas. They're holding areas. Oh my goodness! And a lot of these kids are trafficked. There's this boots on the ground content creator that Anthony, I believe is his name. I need to find his last name, and I'll reference it on the pod. But look, he goes onto the border, and during the Biden, and he's showing you, he's talking to them, and they're not saying anything, and the kids are sedated. Sedated, meaning they are drugged so that they don't speak up. And there's a lot of that investigation going on, but I was hoping she would step in a position.
And the mama bear clause
come out. The mama bear come out, and just rip to shreds the cartel, rip to shreds, and just really turn an eye, turn everyone's gaze on the border. It's our opportunity. What a flop.
It was so disappointing.
Disappointing, discouraging, and an opportunity to just, man, let it go and fight for those kids. And this is what we got. And passing the buck and this and that, and I never was, and this and whatever. And now Biden lets all these people in. And you're seeing it firsthand. When you say we're going to feel it for generations, like for years, I think what people need to understand, and it's intentional, the way the waters are muddied, is that even during all of this, I remember, I was in San Antonio at the time, but I remember El Paso was inundated. Downtown was inundated by immigrants.
It was a hotel downtown.
And still years go on. No Kamala visit, no president visit at the border. Finally, Biden's coming to the border. Everything is cleaned out.
Mm-hmm.
Downtown is cleaned out.
Oh, yeah.
It's done. And then now fast forward, and Kamala's whole position is that she didn't have the support from the Republicans on this partisan bill to pass so that she could do something at the border. Trump got in the office. The first 2 weeks, shut it down.
Day one.
Well, day one. You know even more.
Of this term, every port of entry here in El Paso, and I'm assuming it went all the way through the southern border and northern border, was shut down. Shut down. No entries.
Did that require a bipartisan bill?
No, that was just required new management. So when I mean shut down, there were vehicles
Gridlock.
Straight away shut down.
No one's...
And it was during I don't want to say day one, I want to say inauguration day. Pretty much day one. Shut down. And it's been that way ever since. Now we're dealing with normal traffic. No, what I say normal traffic is smuggling.
Okay. Well, tell me the normal traffic, those who have entered when it was at the height of it all. How many were coming in daily to how many are coming in now or detained, or what was that number?
We don't have... God. Right now, I don't know the numbers because I'm not like in it. I can make a call and get them.
Yeah.
But there was at one point in time, across the entire border, several thousands upon thousands a day. Now there's like 100, or in the low hundreds, if even. But that's just like, there's still smuggling going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But this was facilitated.
Oh, 100%. It was paid. It was,
yeah.
There were maps given on the trips,
and a lot of them, I understand, were NGOs. NGOs were the non-government organizations were facilitating a lot of that, getting a lot of money, man.
That angered a lot of people that these illegals were put in expensive hotels, were given $5,000, and even it angered legal immigrants. Mm-hmm. That there nobody speaking on that. And that, hey man, we did it. We chose to do it the right way, and we're taking time. And the whole separation of family. Look, they're separating a father from his children. Let me tell you this, and I know you agree. But like what you said at the beginning, each administration there's a law, and you're told to enforce the law. I think that word right there, the law. When you break the law, let's not talk about the border and the border laws, and But when you break a law outside the border, when you steal, you are apprehended and you are removed from your family.
If you're driving drunk, many people are, and your kids are in the back seat, they don't go to jail with you.
They're removed.
Right.
They separate you. The kids go with whoever can pick them up. The father goes to jail.
And if they're not able to be picked up, they take them to CPS.
CPS. That's happening now because dad chose to break the law. The only difference here is that
one's a potential vote, and this one's he's probably a felon and can't vote. So they don't have nothing with this guy. This one there's a potential, and 100 family members, potential voters. Absolutely, that's all that is. It's about power.
It's power and theatrics too.
Absolutely.
You saw AOC crying at the gates with Trump's kids in cages when his first term, crying and looking at and. But
she treated
silent.
the agents like crap, by the way.
Silent on the amount of kids that were lost.
Yeah, man.
How much was it? Like, it was a lot.
Over 500,000.
Over 500,000 kids lost. Sex trafficking.
Fake addresses that they were given, that they were going to. See, that's what happens, and that's what people don't understand is all these addresses and stuff need to be verified. These people that they're going to need to be verified. There were DNA tests being done to make sure that this child is related to this person. Yes.
Prior to
and they
Biden.
did away with all of that.
Prior to the Biden administration, there were DNA testing to kind of keep them together.
To verify that this is actually a family member. There was an intelligence report that came out of, and it was true, came out of Arizona. Now, I'm not sure if it was I'm pretty sure that it was Border Patrol intelligence out of Arizona sector, Tucson maybe, where they discovered a smuggling ring. A lady in Charleston, South Carolina, I believe it was. She was in a network, a child smuggling network that would recycle children they were basically renting out these children to these people, to these smugglers, to attach them to family members, so that they can say, this is my daughter, and we don't separate children anymore. So this is my daughter. And they would go into allowed, to come in and stuff like that and go wherever they were going to go. That child was then returned to Charleston, South Carolina, and sent back to Honduras or wherever and make that trip again with another family. They were just doing this number. And several kids eventually were exhausted and died. But all that's going on. You know what I mean? It was
the trail to the border has its roots in the demonic.
Absolutely.
Where you get to certain stages, you see dead bodies in the trail, and the cartel. You're just a number, and the cartel is at one point for decades, wasn't it cocaine like the biggest importer illegally, and now it's turned to human trafficking. Now it's turned to humans. I mean that's a clear sign. And then I remember the whole demonic thing is there was an article published by an individual who came in and was talking about that there's stations, and one of the stations he was in, they were practicing santeria, some of the evil stuff that he saw that you can't repeat. I mean, there were children and women in these encampments, and you can imagine. And they would call family members in the States and say, give us 15, 20K, or we kill him. He doesn't get past here. And family members are scratched. Some families can't. Dead. Boom. Next one. Next. Mm-hmm. And the evil practicing and the witchcraft that was going on that people are witnessing, that is at the evil at its core. And you got political leaders that are why are we painting this picture? Why aren't we addressing what's really going on?
Yeah.
Why, you know what I mean? Why?
Convenient. It's convenient to turn a blind eye, man.
Very convenient.
Now we can continue to get more and more money to fund these different organizations, NGOs and whatnot, to funnel money into there. That's gonna help, and we're finding out that, and have found out that it's just lining so many different pockets.
Yeah, USA
at tax dollar
with USAID. Yeah. What happened there? I know that's old news, but that shows something a little bit darker to the situation that was happening.
And then of course, the kids are not being fed, and
for sure,
stuff like that.
That's to keep the pocket full, to keep the thing full. The wallet's heavy. But what did you find out when all that stuff was uncovered? Media agencies or outlets like Politico, the BBC, they were having to mass lay off thousands of people, a lot of people. And why? Because those checks stopped coming. Why are we funding that? Why are we? Then we started finding out what we were funding as a government. Sex changes in different countries, transgender Sesame Streets shows, and they really do cost millions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either way, there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of evil being uncovered, but especially here at the border, and now, what happens at the ICE facility?
And this is just, the obvious on the surface kind of stuff, is you can hammer away at somebody or a group of people because this money, I think it's, personally, I'll kind of, before I hit there, we talked about NGOs being defunded, a lot of that stuff, a lot of people getting pissed off.
Yeah.
A lot of people getting pissed off. So the thing to do from what I can gather, is demonize. Demonize.
That's the only way that you can have somebody go and do that act, by demonizing individual.